Nilege, Tukele, Nitoto. It has taken some time since I've spoken Skull Karen, so excuse my pronunciation. Tapu to everybody who invited me here today. I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Tumam Tre, the NUG representative to Australia. Thank you for all the work that you do here for your country. I'd like to thank Solomon U, and thank you for everything you do at the Australian Karen organisation. My two very good friends, and Manju and Rock, it's a pleasure to meet you here today. And thank you for putting on this wonderful celebration and continuing with ensuring that the Karen tradition lasts and sustains and maintains here in Australia. Very important to do. I first met the Karen community 16 years ago. I'm very close with the Brisbane Karen community. I did my research, my PhD research up there with the Karen community, and I was researching the resettlement of your beautiful people to Australia in 2010. You just started a huge refugee resettlement program. And I tell you what, I was absolutely blown away. I was blown away by your sense of community. I was blown away by the values and the Australian values that you had in your community. You really embodied the Australian values of community, of faith, of acceptance and unity. And one thing that we reflect on with the Karen New Year is maintaining and sustaining identity. And this is what a lot of my research was looking at. And it was a wonderful thing to be able to watch a community whose identity was persecuted. You lived in fear of expressing your identity at home in Burma. And yet here in Australia, you're able to do this. What a wonderful country Australia is. But we have had a really hard time at the moment with our own social cohesion. And I think with your resilience and your hope and those great values that you've shown here in Australia, we have a lot to learn from you. So thank you for everything that you're showing from your culture to Australia, to the Australian people. Thank you for welcoming us and welcoming me into your community, especially here today. One thing that stood out to me, and one of the values that we're reflecting on here today at Karen New Year is about having unity and diversity. And I completely understand that in Kozule there is a huge amount of diversity in language, in cultural practice. I remember one woman in one of the refugee camps who said to me that being Karen is like being a hand. You have 5 different fingers, but you all come from the same hand. And I think the same can extend to Burma, to Myanmar as well. And I think we should be thinking about that here in Australia too. We are all different, but we all come from the same place. With my research, I went to 5 different camps on the Thai-Burma border. And in one of them, in Umpien camp, I don't know if anybody here is from Umpien? Way up in the gods. Here we go. Way up in the gods. And I found it absolutely remarkable because I had a friend in Brisbane who was serving in the Australian Defence Force, a Karen friend. He'd only been here for a few years, but he'd signed up to the Australian Defence Force to defend Australia. And I went into the Umpien camp to go and meet his family. His dad ran the church there. And I went into their home, and all over the walls were photographs of my friend in his Australian uniform. And it was a beautiful thing to see. It was really beautiful. And somebody came to me with a mobile phone. And I got to speak to my friend who was serving in Afghanistan for Australia. while all of his family were fighting the good fight at home. What a beautiful story of service. And I know many others from the Korean community that are serving in the Australian Defence Force as well. So thank you for fighting for this country too, and for all your contributions to this country. And we've been hearing today about, I've personally been hearing today about the university, John Rocks University, that is Gordon College, and the IDPs, and how they're living in fear, just trying to study and learn. And I've never ever forgotten how in the refugee camps at home, all those children guarding their library books under lock and key, precious, precious commodities, a few tattered ones that they had been sent from Australia. And part of the reason why I'm in politics today, in fact, probably the driving reason for me, was that when I was an academic and I was writing about your beautiful community and all the problems and all the things we needed to do for you, no one was listening to me. And I saw firsthand what it is, the hopes and dreams that your people have, to have a free and fair Burma, Myanmar. And so this is why I'm here and serving in the Senate now, so that I can stand up and speak on behalf of you all. And remember that you are here not just for the good life in Australia, you are here to support the people back at home, and I will never forget that too. Now it's Korean New Year, and we're reflecting on 2025 and 2026, and 2025 has been a hard year in Australia, but it's been a hard year for you all too, and the early weeks of 2026. And I understand that fighting increased during the elections, and I'm very, very sorry to hear that. We have a Democracy and Human Rights Senate inquiry that my colleague Senator Dean Smith and I managed to get passed through the Senate in December last year, or November last year. Senator Dean Smith is actually on the Thai-Burma border at the moment, speaking to your good people. And the submissions for this inquiry all close on the 30th of January. So I encourage you all to take a look, make your submissions, so that we can hear all your voices and opinions. We want to hear about the elections, and we want to hear about the barriers to return to inclusive civilian democracy and democratic government. So please, if you don't want to do a written submission, I would love to hear from you personally. I want to thank, I've been to a few of these up in Brisbane, and the weather's a bit better up in Brisbane. Usually we do it outside in the sunshine. So I want to thank, I think it's Parramatta City Council for this wonderful venue, and everybody that's put on everything here, and for the fundraising and helping everybody back at home. I wish you well with all of that. Mo Yua Shuke Du Koga. God bless you all. And once again, thank you very much for having me. Happy New Year. And I must say that I'm going to be making a video of today. My sole purpose is to make sure that your voices are heard. I'm on socials. Please take a look at the video and share it with your good friends, because the more we get this out there, the more people know about the plight and the fight and the hope and your beautiful community. Thank you very much.